Welcome to the Central Texas Huddle on Lone Star Gridiron. I'm your host, Tony Blaylock. I'll be back with all the action from the area round of the Central Texas High School Football Playoffs right after these messages.
With open enrollment coming soon for Medicare, ACA, Obamacare, and small group plans for businesses with less than 100 employees, if you're in need of health insurance solutions, look no further than HAP Insurance Agency. Yes, HAP Insurance Agency is a fantastic resource right in the heart of College Station, Texas. Whether you're in retirement, a business owner, or simply looking for the best health coverage option, HAP Insurance Agency has got you covered. You can find them in College Station at 1551 Greens Prairie Road West, Suite 101A, or give Holly Pritchard a call at 972-897-0814. That's HAP Insurance Agency.
Looking to boost your company's marketing? Look no further than Fresh MediaWorks. Podcasting is the best way to promote your brand and increase your customer base. You can create your own show, be a guest on other podcasts, or advertise on existing podcasts to reach a valuable audience. Don't wait. Start elevating your marketing game today with Fresh MediaWorks. Call now, 713-269-4620, or find us online at freshmediaworks.com/podcasting.
I want to thank HAP Insurance of College Station, Fresh MediaWorks, and Nani's Sweeter Side for their sponsorship of the Central Texas Huddle. Let's get right into the action from this past weekend. We'll start off in 6AD1 with Lake Travis versus San Antonio Johnson, and the Cavaliers take down this one 48-21.
Coach, congrats on the win. Before the game, you said that one of the keys was scoring points. You guys did that in bunches tonight.
Yeah, we knew that. They've got a really high-powered offense. We knew that we're going to need to put some points on the board, and we were able to turn them over. And obviously, the opening kickoff was a pretty good start. But very proud of our kids. Obviously, Johnson's got a great team. Congratulations to Coach Miller and his bunch. But very proud of my kids tonight.
Yeah, 6 interceptions in the first half. What can you say about your defense?
No, they've been playing well all year, and tonight we had opportunities to get our hands on the football, and we caught it.
The next round, it's a rematch with Brennan. What are the thoughts on that?
I don't know. We saw one film of them earlier in the year. We're getting ready to play Steel. I know that they've come a long way since then. So have we. But, we're looking forward to whoever you play this time of year. It's awesome. So, ready to roll.
So, what are you guys going to do to celebrate this win tonight?
I don't know. I don't know what we're eating over here. Probably some chicken or something like that on the way home.
Coach, congratulations. Good luck next round.
For Lake Travis, it was Chasen Ditta, 10 of 14 passing, 101 yards and 1 touchdown. Nico Hamilton had 23 carries for 184 yards and 3 touchdowns. Caden Leon had 5 receptions for 41 yards and 1 touchdown. Everett Underhill had 9 tackles on defense. And the Cavaliers had 6 interceptions total on defense from 5 different players. Walker Moon had 2 of those interceptions, and 1 each from Keandre Lewis, Josiah Estes, Cameron Chance Brook, and Everett Underhill. Next game was Brennan versus PSGA, and Brennan takes down this game 36-14. For the Bears, Caden Glass was 12 of 20 passing for 134 yards and added 12 carries for 95 yards. Micaiah Thompson had 15 carries for 71 yards and 3 touchdowns. Jason Love had 4 receptions for 66 yards. Dion Tovar had 9 tackles on defense, and Dylan Aveas with 2 interceptions. Next up, Westlake versus Reagan. Westlake takes this one down 45-28. For the Chaparrals, it was Reese Weiss, 12 of 19 passing, 217 yards, 1 touchdown. Jack Kaiser with 34 carries for 165 yards and 3 touchdowns. Brody Wilhelm had 4 receptions for 76 yards and 1 touchdown. Justin Crockett had 11 tackles, and Denham Collins had 1 interception. For Reagan, it was Brad Jackson, who was 24 of 36 passing for 248 yards and 3 touchdowns. He also added 10 carries for 66 yards and 1 touchdown. Cole Pryor had 21 carries for 92 yards, and Caleb Capuccio had 9 receptions for 122 yards and 1 touch. Let's move on to 6A D2, where it was Steele over Round Rock McNeil, 42-21. San Antonio Harlan over Harlingen, 48-0. Dripping Springs wins a nail-biter, 38-34 over Converse Judson. Judson led this one 34-17 late in the third quarter. Then Jack Williams finds Cooper Reed to cut the lead to 34-24 with just over 2 minutes left in the third quarter. Williams and Reed hook up again with 7:49 left in the game to cut the lead to 34-31. Dripping Springs then forces a Judson punt and starts to drive at their own 7 with 3:24 left in the game. The Tigers drive the field and score on a Kyle Koch TD run with 58 seconds to go to grab the lead and the win, 38-34. For Dripping Springs, Jack Williams was 22 of 31 passing for 248 yards and 2 touchdowns. Jack Robert Tyndall had 15 carries for 61 yards and 2 touchdowns. And Kyle Koch had 12 receptions for 134 yards and 2 touchdowns. San Antonio Jay takes down Weslaco 27-14, and this is the first third-round playoff berth in program history for Jay. In 5A D1, it was Cedar Park over Angleton, 21-3. A&M Consolidated takes down highly ranked Fulshear, 31-19. College Station takes down Magnolia, 45-21. Smithson Valley edges Magnolia West, 20-17. In 5A D2, Pentecost Groves takes down Leander Rouse, 51-14. Lake Creek takes down Austin Crockett, 78-27. Richmond Randall takes down Belton, 47-21. Huntsville beats Austin LBJ, 45-28. San Antonio Piper wins 38-6 over Mission Veterans Memorial. Alamo Heights, 49-14 over Gregory Portland. Flower Bluff, 52-45 over San Antonio Veterans Memorial. And Liberty Hill takes down Sherryland Pioneer, 62-35. In 4A D1, it was Stephenville, 20-10 over Dallas Carter. Frisco Panther Creek takes down Waco La Vega, 49-21. Anna takes down China Spring, 45-21. San Antonio Davenport, 63-28 over Beeville Jones. Lavernia upsets Bernie, 42-31. Calhoun takes down Burnett, 42-14. In 4A D2, it was Silsbee over Gatesville, 35-10. Belleville over Madisonville, 67-0. Jasper over Waco Connolly, 50-7.
Do you have a party coming up or just want a special gift? Check out Nani's Sweeter Side. Yes, Nani's Sweeter Side makes the most amazing custom-created sugar cookies with your design. They also offer paint your own cookies and decorate your own cookies. Those make an excellent sweet activity that you can sink your teeth into at parties. Nani's also offers some of the most amazing cupcakes ever. You can check out Nani's Sweeter Side at nanisweeterside.com. That's N-A-N-I. Check her out on Facebook. Just look for Nani's Sweeter Side. Or give her a call at 937-499-4790. At Nani's Sweeter Side, you'll find that happiness is homemade.
Hey, did you play Texas high school football? If you did, you're part of an elite group, the Brotherhood of Texas High School Football. All football players, past and present, who have ever suited up in the Lone Star State are eligible. Go to LoneStarGridiron.com/brotherhood. And thank you for the part you played in the greatest sport in the greatest state.
Cuero edges Hampshire for net 44-33. For the Gobblers, Jason Nataro was 10 of 19 passing for 143 yards and 2 touchdowns, and added 14 carries for 73 yards rushing and 1 touchdown. Keith Jackson had 11 carries for 59 yards and 1 touchdown. Braden Hernandez had 3 receptions for 37 yards. On the defensive side, Brant Potic had 14 tackles, and Walter Dietz and Kemere Lopez had 1 interception apiece. Wimberley takes down Orange Grove 49-7. For the Texans, Cody Stover was 12 of 17 passing for 294 yards and 4 touchdowns, and added 8 carries for 132 yards and 1 touchdown. Chase Carson had 13 carries for 79 yards and 2 touchdowns. Jason Birdsong had 8 receptions for 123 yards. Nolan Wada and Zach Patek had 1 interception apiece. Ingleside takes down Bandera 63-33. And Geronimo Navarra takes down Port Isabel 29-13. 3AD1, it was Winsboro over Tig 73-28. Little River Academy continues their run with a 39-28 win over Diboll. For Little River Academy, Casey Mars had 18 carries for 179 yards and 2 touchdowns. Cavilli Neely had 20 carries for 160 yards and 3 touchdowns. And Zach Clark had 1 TD pass on his only pass of the game. Franklin takes down Shepherd 50-16. Lorena takes down Palestine Westwood 55-24. Columbus over Woodville 24-7. Edna over Jordanton 46-6. Goliad over Hondo 41-21. And Blanco takes down Corpus Christi London 55-24. For Blanco, Cameron Anderson was 7 of 9 passing for 177 yards and 3 touchdowns. He added 10 carries for 90 yards and 2 touchdowns. Nick Fox had 12 carries for 110 yards and 2 touchdowns. And Trevin Young had 3 receptions for 56 yards and 1 touchdown. 3AD2, Scurry Roser falls to Comanche 41-21. Rogers takes down Comfort 58-27. Lexington defeats Oldham 48-7. For the Eagles, Case Evans was 19 of 23 passing for 326 yards and 3 touchdowns. Caden Chappell had 3 carries for 86 yards and 1 touchdown. Mason Bill had 8 receptions for 141 yards, 2 touchdowns receiving, and he also added 2 rushing touchdowns. Poth over East Bernard 14-7. And Tidehaven takes down Dilly 41-0. 2AD2, it was New Deal over Cisco 52-21. Marlin edges Coleman 30-28. For Marlin, Roderick Suitors was 9 of 18 passing for 284 yards and 3 touchdowns. Mario Hopwood had 17 carries for 73 yards. Alan Williams had 2 receptions for 107 yards, and 1 touchdown. Jameer Hatsfield had 17 tackles, and Gunt Thomas, Keyshawn Massington, and Jerry Willis all have 1 interception apiece. Italy takes down De Leon 55-19. Tioga over Valley Mills 64-14. Honeygrove 40, Centerville 36. Holland 28, Shiner 14. Yanato takes down Mason 37-12. Refugio tops Johnson City 77-8. And Weimar over La Villa 28-6. In 2AD2, it was Mart over Overton 66-20. And for the Panthers, it was J.D. Bell with 22 carries for 209 yards and 5 touchdowns. DeMontrell Medlock, 16 carries, 223 yards and 4 touchdowns. and J.D. Bell and Abram Ross added 1 interception apiece for the Panthers. Lovelady takes down Heiko 42-7. Bremond over Sabinal 55-13. For Bremond, it was Coben Zan, 5 of 6 passing for 127 yards and 2 touchdowns. And he added 14 carries for 218 yards and 5 rushing touchdowns. Terrence Scott had 16 carries for 108 yards. Tristan Moorhead had 3 receptions for 108 yards and 2 touchdowns. And McLean Minor added 15 tackles on defense. Falls City takes down Rock Springs 55-22. For the Beavers, it was Braylon Johnson, who was 2 of 4 passing for 70 yards and 2 touchdowns on those 2 completions. He added 6 carries for 212 yards and 4 rushing touchdowns. Jason Swerk had 5 carries for 77 yards and 1 touchdown. Kane Jurgatchist and Dale Schaefer had 1 touchdown receiving each. Lane Gisler added 12 tackles on the defensive side of the ball. Granger takes down Bracketville 27-0. And Chilton takes down Aguaduce 68-6. And that wraps up the action from the area round. And we'll move on to the schedule for the upcoming regional semifinals. In 6A, D1, it will be Lake Travis and San Antonio Brennan, Friday at 3 p.m. in the Alamo Dome. Westlake will take on Laredo United, Saturday at 3 p.m. in the Alamo Dome. Cibolo Steel and San Antonio Harlan face off Friday at 11 a.m. in the Alamo Dome. Dripping Springs versus San Antonio J, Saturday at 11 a.m. in the Alamo Dome. 5A D1, Cedar Park versus A&M Consolidated, Friday 5 p.m. at A&M Consolidated. College Station versus Smithson Valley, Friday at 12:30 at Huddle. 5A D2, San Antonio Piper versus Alamo Heights, Saturday 7 p.m. in the Alamo Dome. Liberty Hill versus Flower Bluff, Friday 7 p.m. Hero Stadium in San Antonio. 4A D1, it's Stephenville versus Salina, Friday 7 p.m. at Newsom Stadium in Mansfield. San Antonio Davenport versus Lavernia, Friday 7 p.m. at Alamo Stadium in San Antonio. 4AD2, it's Cuero versus Jasper, Friday 3 p.m. at Iowa Colony's Freedom Field. Wimberley takes on Ingleside, Friday 2 p.m. at Hero Stadium in San Antonio. Geronimo Navarro faces Sinton, Friday 7:30 p.m. in Jordanton. 3A D1, it's Little River Academy versus Franklin, Friday 7 p.m. Tomball ISD Stadium. Lorena versus Columbus, Friday 7 p.m. in Hutto. Blanco versus Goliad, Friday 1 p.m. in Seguin at Matador Stadium. 3A D2, Comanche versus Gunter, Friday at noon at Choctaw Stadium in Arlington. Rogers versus Tidehaven, Friday at 4 p.m. at Cy-Fair's Federal Credit Union Stadium. And Lexington versus Poth, Friday 6:30 p.m. in New Braunfels. 2A D1, it's Marlin versus Tioga, Friday at 1 p.m. at Crowley ISD Stadium. Holland versus Ganado, Friday 7 p.m. in Brenham. Weimar versus Refugio, Friday 7 p.m. at Ferris Stadium in San Antonio. In 2A D2, it's Mart versus Deweyville, Friday at 7 p.m. in Huntsville. Bremond versus Falls City, Friday 6 p.m. at Gupton Stadium in Cedar Park. And wrap it all up with Granger versus Chilton, Friday 7 p.m. in Belton. I'd like to thank Hap Insurance of College Station, Fresh Media Works, and Nani's Sweeter Side for their sponsorship of the Central Texas Huddle. Be sure to tune in next week. We'll go over all the results from the regional semifinals and look forward to the schedule for the regional finals.
Did you play Texas high school football? If you did, you're part of an elite group, the Brotherhood of Texas high school football. All football players, past and present, who have ever suited up in the Lone Star State are eligible. Go to LoneStarGridiron.com/brotherhood. And thank you for the part you played in the greatest sport in the greatest state.